Hey, Nicholas with the Backyard TARDIS here with another reaction video. This time we're going to be looking at The Shift, and I don't know a lot about this. I just know going into it that there was a recent movie that's been catching a lot of buzz that had to do something about child mistreatment or whatever, and it's like a necessary story, a good story. You do not walk away from it feeling good. It is something as a father I don't think I could sit through. But it's a message like just leave kids alone is something. Well, they're trying to make it political. That shouldn't be political, but it's important message that like this stuff and we see a lot of it in Hollywood. But anyways, this company, while we have the writer-actor strike, this company is outside of Hollywood, and the studio has another movie coming up that's The Shift, and it's supposed to be a cool sci-fi thing. So I figured that's probably going to be more my speed. So I figured I'd check the trailer out because it's garnering buzz because of how effective this other movie's been. Whereas this probably would have been something swept under the rug. This would have been one of those sci-fi films that like showed for 3 days at my local theater and I'd never have known about it. And then would have been like dumped on Netflix or something, and I would have just scrolled past it. But because of this, I have garnered attention for it, and with the writer's strike and the actor's strike, there is going to be a starvation for content. And if this is a new source, I think this is a great thing, and I don't think it's a bad thing for writers and actors. I actually think it's a good thing if an alternative to Hollywood forms that writers and actors can go to. A competition is a good thing. The fact that not only are the actors and the writers unionized, but the fact that the studios are almost have their own union or coalition where they work together and they can blacklist actors because of what they say or do, and they can, kind of basically create a conglomerate. It's like gas prices. There's never one gas. Like they all seem to set a standard and they go by it, right? And and it's like a bit of a monopoly. The same thing is true when it comes to like the movie studios. Like if you don't like working at this studio for this wage and you don't feel that's enough, well, tough, because if Disney was treating you unfair, well, Warner's not going to treat you any better. And I don't care, Universal and Sony and all these, none of them are going to do you any better. They're all equally going to do that. They have all equally these problems that have been just causing cinema to go down, and they've all kind of been on this bandwagon of every movie needs to cost $300 to $500 million to make, and it's got to make $1 billion, and it's a huge gamble. And if they fail, it's what happened to making movies for significantly less and turning a profit, like that's just gone. So competition is good, so let's get into this. Okay.
Kevin, Molly, hi. I didn't come over here honestly expecting a date, but I feel like that's where this is going. So the
Angel
idea is
Studios,
we'll
that's the name of it.
have some fun, and maybe we kiss.
Hopefully.
Fifth date, we are really a part of each other's lives. It's a real thing now.
I'm trying to figure out where the
There's
sci-fi
the
is
bad
here.
thing that happens.
Wait, Uncle. Bad thing.
Hey, you're okay.
Nice to finally meet you, Kevin. I'm the
It's
benefactor.
Damien Dark.
Where's the accident? What happened?
There was no accident here.
Where did everybody go?
They didn't go anywhere. You did. There are countless other realities. Imagine everything you have ever wanted. 1,000
So
versions of
multiverse?
you and 1,000 different worlds all working for me.
Where's my wife?
I shifted her. I can't do this all by myself. myself.
I think the truth is that you're a liar. Your goal is misery.
I prefer the term chaos.
I've seen a bunch of people like us out there looking for a little hope. You're still trying to find that wife of yours. You're clinging to scraps of rumors.
I'm gonna find my mom.
I don't think the benefactor's gonna shift you back to your wife because you asked nice.
I won't ask nicely. I will find a way. What do you want from me?
Work for me and get back with the woman that you love.
But what does he want him to do?
What if the bad thing tears us apart? Does that sound like something either one of us wants to endure?
December. That was interesting. I'm not going to say I don't have interest in it, but it wasn't what I was expecting. So it is sci-fi, but it is, not space sci-fi. It's reality hopping, but not kind of in the Avengers DC comics kind of multiverse way. More kind of like you see in an action sci-fi, where the idea is like you're hopping through different versions of reality, but it isn't all about like, oh, there's it's me and it's you and it's, because it's not like you're going off of comics and there's like something you want to see, and it's not like it didn't look like he was going to a world where everybody had mustaches and was evil like in Star Trek. It's interesting. Once again, I'm going to check this out simply because this has been put on my radar and this is an interesting working outside of Hollywood. I feel like everybody complains about Hollywood, but nobody ever supports stuff outside of it. RRR kind of got an exception, as people were, putting into that Tollywood video. But, there's a lot of like independent studios out there outside of these things that I think are going to blow up. I know the Korean films, Australian films, one of the, all of a sudden I'm forgetting the country, one of the African countries has got a bunch of films coming up. Was it Nicaragua? I'm Nigeria, maybe Nigeria. It started with an M, but I remember seeing like a lot of good buzz about some movies coming out of there. Now, good buzz from critics and movie scores that are like, they look for something very different in movies than I do. But, because I like to be entertained. Too much drama, too much that, not really what I'm looking for. But that looked interesting. It had an interesting concept, a love story built in. That might be the kind of action movie with enough romance, but a little bit of sci-fi that I might be able to convince my wife to watch with me. We'll see. But, yeah, we'll check that out. Anyways, tell me what you thought, and are you interested in seeing The Shift? Let me know down in the comments below.